Hey guys, this is NinjaNick333 back yet again. We're doing another round of San Diego Regionals. Very unfortunate that it took them 25 minutes to get to the next round. So, I had to scroll past 25 minutes. It was at 1:30 when the previous game ended. I know I'm blocking it, but it's at 1:59 now. So that's like kind of crazy that they didn't even sit these players down until 25 minutes after the previous round ended. I hate that about regionals. I don't know why it takes so long. So many players just go to time. Again, as I said in the last game, time rules just really screw you in these current formats with all of the searching and drawing that you do. A lot of players do. I don't think that like Mew decks or anything are unfair, but a lot of people do say like hate Mew, like hate playing against Mew because Mew just does so many actions, and they're like, oh, well, let me just take a nap while you play solitaire. Like, it's, I mean, the game isn't like that, but it also is, if, you know, realistically. So it's just unfortunate that you only have 50 minutes to play 3 games when each game takes at least 20 minutes to complete, if it's like an even match, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just get a blowout and then you can actually complete 3 games. But like, if an opponent isn't going to scoop when they know they're going to lose, you're going to have games like that previous round. I mean, both players had a chance to win both games in that previous round, but I digress. So, looks like we are still setting up. Can we see the prize cards, please? There we go. So here's the prize cards. We got Roseanne's backup. What is that? Greed and Cape of Toughness. What are we? I have no idea what Stuart Sakaluk. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, bro. On the right-hand side is, I don't know what his deck is. I have to go back again, because holy crap. What is on Caitlin's side as well? We see a Dark-type Trubbish and a Ditto with Sudden Transformation. I have no idea what either of these players are playing. I think the Trubbish might be like a tool drop sort of deck. I think that the Garbodor does damage based on tool cards in your discard pile and shuffles them back in. I could be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how it works though. So I'm very interested to see. I mean, the fact that they're both 3-0. Looks like Stuart also has an Ice Cube in his deck, and Caitlin has a Gormandized Snorlax and a Shedinja. Oh my god, I apologize. I have no idea what any of these cards do. I mean, I know what the Gormandized Snorlax does, but what the heck does that Shedinja do? Yeah, I can't tell what Caitlin's deck is. I have no idea. There's experience share, so I'm pretty sure it is a tool drop oriented deck. If you don't know what tool drop is, back in the black and white formats, there was a Trubbish that did damage based on the number of tool cards that you had in play. I believe that there might and there was also a Sigilif that had an ability. It was a purely one prizer deck. There was also a Sigilif one prizer that had an ability that said it could have 4 tool cards on it. So if abilities got negated by whatever, the Sigilif would have to discard 3 tool cards off of it until it only had 1. But otherwise, you could just stack a whole bunch of damage in play for a very cheap deck. Those Trubbishes ended up being kind of expensive, I think, at some point. I'm not sure if they still are. It looks like she is also playing Ice Cube, so she might be playing just some sort of, I don't even know what. It looks like a Twin Energy goes down onto the Ice Cube. That's pretty good. That Ice Cube is going to get powered up, and a Path to the Peak with a Manaphy on the bench. So yeah, still don't have any idea what either of these players are playing. We see maybe that's a Forest Seal Stone from Stuart's side. I'm not quite sure. He has to read the Shedinja. Again, I have no idea what that does. It makes me wonder if she's playing a Zorobox type deck in order to get that into play. But anyway, as I was saying about the tool drop deck, you would have things like Muscle Band, which just says your Pokemon does plus 20. What is this game? I am so confused. Pidgeot? Oh no. Oh, he's playing a control deck. Oh no. Yeah, Peonia, Pidgeot, he's playing control. So the thing with Pidgeot is that it has an ability that just says you can put it on the bottom of your deck, I believe it is. It's either shuffle it into the deck or put it on the bottom of your deck. Yeah, and we see Gormandized Snorlax, and Miltank as well. So this is going to play very similarly, I believe, to the Mewtwo V Union decks. Although I think it might be a little more aggressive because we do see the Twin Energy in the Ice Skew. So he could potentially attack with some of his Pokemon, maybe even the Gormandized Snorlax. There were times where I would want to attack the Gormandized Snorlax. Yeah, it looks like it does shuffle it back into the deck. So the reason you would play Pidgeot is that if you have a Pokemon that your opponent essentially can't kill, like a Miltank with an air balloon on it, you can infinitely retreat into the Pidgeot and then shuffle it back into the deck so that you never deck out, but your opponent eventually will. You could also use something like an Eldegoss and attach a double turbo to it, and its attack will shuffle itself back into the deck. Then you put Pidgeot up, and then the next turn you bench it again, the Eldegoss, and then you bring back something like Bird Keeper, and you do it all over again continuously. It's like kind of crazy. The Flannery was pretty cool from Stuart too, to have that exact turn too, because he was able to stop the Path to the Peak from being in play in order to use the ability from that Pidgeot, but also get rid of that Twin Energy off of that Ice Cube to make it so it can't attack in case Stuart does want to attack with his deck. But it looks like he just retreated that Twin Energy off into the Snorlax to Gormandize, and he's got a Cape of Toughness on it as well. So this is definitely not a stall mirror. It just kind of looks like it at this point. But yeah, Caitlin's playing something very non-meta. That Tool Drop deck, like I said previously, there is a what's it called? A Honchkrow V that has the same ability as the Sigilif, where it can have four tools in play. So definitely not as good since it's a single prizer. But oh my god, she's loading up the Snorlax. Snorboy going in. Oh my god. I'm loving this deck already. I have no idea what's going on. Looks like she's playing Serena in here as well. She's going to discard. It looks like that's a Garbodor. Yeah, I'm not sure what that Garbodor does at all. Because that's not the one that... It has some sort of ability, and I think it only does 70 for like 3 energies. I am so confused. I have no idea what's going on. I refuse to look up any of these cards. I'm going to be here all day searching cards. I'm just hoping that Pokemon puts it on screen up above my head so I know what these cards do. And again, we just see a Gormandize after the Serena, drawing all sorts of cards. Trekking Shoes. Yeah, definitely Stuart's on some sort of control deck. He's got Sharon's Care to be able to potentially loop Snorlaxes. Like, heal them off, get more mileage out of them. Even Miltanks, that's really good for Miltank. Oh, and he also has a promo Peonia. The Peonia is great. Like I said in the previous round, if you are able to play a card, especially in a control deck like this, where you can see your prize cards, you definitely want to be able to keep notes. So hopefully Stuart has a notepad. I think he might have a piece of paper next to him on the right. So hopefully he is going to be able to keep track of what prize cards he's putting back with the Peonia if he does play that at some point. But the cool thing is that that's a promo. Finally the League promo packs are out. Stores do have access to them. My locals says that they barely got any. Although I know for a fact that they're lying, because all of the rest of the locals around me have tons and they have like 200 packs. So so yeah, I'd love to see more League promo packs. I only have 2 right now. I haven't opened them yet. I'm not sure if I want to open them or keep them sealed. But all of the cards in that set are like, all of the promos are like going for like crazy money for no reason. Just because, like, it's so new, but they got that promo stamp. Everybody needs that promo stamp, right? I think it's cool that they printed them non-holo as well as holo. We do see an energy attachment come down to this Radiant Greninja. It looks like that may be an attacker in this matchup. I think that that is a very awful attacker in this matchup. I think at this point you should have been able to identify that Stuart is on a control deck with the fact that he has the Evital and he's attacking with it, and the fact that he has Snorlax benched and you saw Peonia. So I definitely would not have been attaching to the Radiant Greninja. I don't think that there's any way that that attack goes off and goes well, because you need to like attack twice with Greninja in order to take a knockout on any one of Stuart's Pokemon, most likely. So I'm not sure what Caitlyn's other alternate attackers are. I saw that Garbodor looked like it only did 70 damage, so I don't know. It looks like basic water energy. I'm very curious to see what her deck actually is, what the game plan is on it, because she is 3-0 right now. Stuart is as well, but control decks are like that. Sometimes you do really awesome, and sometimes you do really awful, so glad to see some sort of control deck was doing at least halfway decent in this tournament, at least to start. He does have Galar Mine as well, so he is able to prevent his opponent from retreating by increasing their retreat cost by, I believe, 2. And he is going to go in with the Ice Cube and attack. So this is great. This is a very odd control deck that it's playing Wash Energy. But hey, man, if you got Ice Cube, that's pretty good. That prevents Sableye from doing things. That's your way around Lost Box decks. I think that control decks generally win against Lost Box anyway, but ooh, the fact that she has double turbo on this Greninja is actually really good, because the Greninja's attack can actually discard that double turbo. We already saw the Evital and the Flannery, so if she keeps using things like Twin and double turbo to power up this Greninja, she can essentially attack multiple times with this Greninja. So I was wrong about Greninja being a bad attacker. It's going to be a lot harder to knock off basic energy than it is the special energy, and the fact that she's just going to be able to discard them every turn. So she has to discard 2 energies, but that one double turbo energy card is 2 energies, so she can discard just that one card with its attack. The only problem is, since it's double turbo energy, if she chooses to attack a active Pokemon with Moonlight Shuriken, it will reduce that damage by 20. I'm not sure if that's going to matter specifically on the Ice Cube, but she was able to Lost Vacuum away that Cape of Toughness, so she might be able to 2-shot the Snorlax as well. So if she goes in for the Ice Cube and the Snorlax, but the Ice Cube did just attack, so I don't think she can damage the Ice Cube, since Radiant Greninja is a basic Pokemon. Looks like we also see the other Snorlax, the one that's normally played in Lost Box type decks, or you sometimes see it in Lugia. Its attack does 180 for 3 colorless energy, and its ability allows it to be immune to effects of attacks. So things like Sableye in the Lost Box mirror can't affect it. So she is going to attack, looks like both of the bench Pokemon. That is definitely correct, because the Ice Cube would take no damage whatsoever. Oh, it looks like, oh, the double turbo reduces the damage no matter what. I stand corrected. So it's 70 to any of the Pokemon that she chooses. I forgot that. The gift energy also works on the bench too. I found that out when I was playing Reggie the other day at a Winnabox. I love Winnaboxes. I keep going to Winnaboxes. That's all that's around me these days, since there's no cups and stuff. But everybody wants to play Pokemon again. Looks like we did see that Sharon's Care, unfortunately, for Caitlyn, so that Snorlax got completely healed, but the Evital will be able to go down. Hopefully Caitlyn has another double energy card, but it looks like I see she's, no, it looks like a Wash energy and a Water energy, so yeah, I think she's just going to attack with that Radiant Greninja again. She's going to have to get rid of 2 energies, which means she's not going to be able to attack on the next turn. Unless she has something like a Raihan if something gets knocked out, but... And she is only taking 50 damage from the Ice Cube, so that's not bad. Oh, that Trubbish also has Call for Family, I noticed. So if she's playing any Dark Energy, she can always use Call for Family, but she's already set up this game. Still, not sure at all what she's doing, what her deck is capable of. The Crushing Hammer looks like that flipped tails, thank God. So Caitlyn still has a way to power up this Greninja yet again. But I think for Stuart, I think, again, like I said, the Radiant Greninja is just not the best attacker in this matchup. Because it just takes such a high energy investment, and it's discarding its own energy. I think it would have been better to be attacking with something like that Snorlax. Just wait to even attach any energy until you get the Snorlax, and just go in with that. I think the Ice Cube's attack does protect itself even through the Snorlax. I think the Snorlax protects itself from opponent's effects of attacks, but the Ice Cube's effect applies to itself, not to the Snorlax. So, the Snorlax still won't be able to do anything to Ice Cube. It's pretty unfortunate that something like Pokemon Ranger isn't in this format. She's considering attaching the Wash energy to her active, but it's just gonna die the next turn, so retreating it is better there. So it's good that that hammer didn't hit heads, because now she was able to retreat it. She's going to go into Gormandize Snorlax, which will let her draw more cards, but who's she going to attach this energy to? I think it has to be that Snorlax? Looks like maybe the Ice Cube. I mean, they could always just go in for an Ice Cube war, but then they'll just tie the match. Yeah, we're already 15 minutes into this game, and I still don't know what Caitlyn's strategy is at all. Looks like we also see the Cry of Destruction Evital in her deck that can get rid of special energies. She could just rip all the energies off of this Ice Cube. So it looks like it's, I guess, somewhat of a control deck that just attacks. I don't know. I'm looking up those cards. I can't talk about this deck without knowing what those cards do. So we got Shedinja card. Is this the right one? Put this Pokemon into play only with the effect of Ninjask's Cast Off Shell ability? So how do you get into play unless you're playing Zoroark? Life Squeeze, put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the Shedinja. What's the Garbodor do? Doing this on the fly. See, I don't know what sets these are from, so it's hard to look these up. Oh, it's this one. So it does, I think it's, is it this one? I can't even frickin' tell. I'm missing the whole match, man. Once during your turn, if a stadium is in play, you can make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. So you attack with the Shedinja, and then you poison them, and while poisoning them with Garbodor, and you one-shot everything your opponent has. So that's how this deck works. And then the Greninja can also work to pick things off if the poison doesn't work for whatever reason. And you're playing Path to the Peak to shut off V Pokemon abilities. So you can stop things like Lugia from working and just one-shot everything. I'm just wondering how she gets the Shedinja into play. So if she has, I guess, with the Ninjask, she must be playing Ninjask or, yeah, she has to be playing Ninjask. But she's playing so many other things, I have no idea what's going on, really. So we just see Ultra Balls getting a Manaphy, so that's going to prevent that bench damage with that Radiant Greninja. That is the only attacker she's been going with so far, so... Yeah, I really feel like these two players can't really do much of anything to each other. So I don't think either of these players will be able to win the game. This is definitely going to be a tie. I'll be upset if it's not a tie. I am very much a fan of Caitlyn's deck. I think it's kind of stupid, honestly, but like stupid good. Like I don't think the strategy is. I mean, she's 3-0 right now. It's got to be somewhat effective of a strategy, right? You figure she's got to have hit like. Yeah, there's a Trubbish coming down, so she's going to be able to poison the Ice Cube if she can evolve it into the. Yeah, he's going to look up that Garbodor now. He knows it's in there. Oh wait, what's the Ditto do? Is the Ditto the way you? Ditto card. Oh, it can use the attacks of any basic Pokemon in your discard pile. So you discard? Oh my god. So you discard the Shedinja and you can copy its attack with the Ditto. And you poison them with the Garbodor. That's hot. I like that deck. Oh my god. This gives me Doublade vibes. If you guys never played Doublade, there's I think it's like the same attack as Cleavor. So Doublade had an attack that was like, I think it was 3 colorless energy, or it was metal double colorless. I don't remember. It might I think it was 2. I think it was 2 colorless, and you just played it with DCE. But it would just say flip 2 coins if both of them are heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon has 10 HP remaining, and then you would play Ariados, which says both active Pokemon are poisoned, and you can use that ability every turn. And then you would play Stadium that protected metal Pokemon from being afflicted by status conditions, so you wouldn't get poisoned on the Doublade, and you would just one-shot everything. Because there was also a Victini that allowed you to reflip your coins for attacks. And it was a very 2-prize heavy format, and they were all 1-prizers. So, very much the same as just playing like a Cleavor deck with that Garbodor. This is very interesting, though. Very interesting. Yeah, this is much better than Cleavor. Because when the Cleavor card came out, I thought about building a deck like that, but I didn't realize that Garbodor was in format, that there was a Garbodor that did that poison. So that's actually pretty awesome. I'm 100% going to be trying this deck out. 100%. I don't think I'm going to play it like she is, but I don't know, man. She plays the Ice Cube to counter things like Reggie's. I might play it like she does. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'd play the Snorlax. Like the attacking Snorlax. Okay, so we're learning together, guys. So I finally know what this deck does, what its condition is, but she's just not there. She's not able to do it, especially because of that Ice Cube. So now, does that Ice Cube... Now I'm trying to think here. I'm sorry I'm not commentating on the actual match, but I'm just very into what's going on here. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. And then the Shedinja card. I'm gonna have to redo this whole commentary. Damage counters! Oh my god, the Shedinja does damage counters! She can get around the Ice Cube. Yeah, Caitlyn can win this game 1. She's playing a long game 1, and she can definitely win it. Although Stuart can just potentially stall out. So, it's either going to be a tie or Caitlyn's going to win. Because I don't think Stuart is going to be able to win with the amount of time they have remaining. Honestly. This is crazy. Yeah, so we see that Garbodor. This is fucking wild, man. You guys are seeing my live reaction to figuring out what this deck does. Yeah, during your turn, if a stadium card is in play, you can make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. Oh man, it's all coming together. Yeah, so she's poisoning the Ice Cube now because Path to the Peak is in play. And the cool thing about the Garbodor is that it'll even work if Stuart replaces the stadium. So Stuart has to get Flannery specifically in order, or if he has like Lost Blower or something. He has to get the stadium out of play without playing a new stadium. He's going to potentially try to use things like Boss's Orders to try to stall her, bring up things like maybe the Snorlax so that she can't get her combo off. But this is a really cool combo. I am very impressed. I'm very impressed with this deck. I love decks that can just combo into one-shots like this, especially if they're one-prizers. And the fact that she's playing the Ice Cube does allow her to have a better one-prize matchup. So, looks like Stuart does take his second prize card, so that Ice Cube is now putting in a lot of damage. He might actually be able to win on prizes as well. So unless she is able to get the, oh my god, she's going to attack with the Garbodor. It's an evolution Pokemon. Oh my lord, she just Raihan'd and attached for turn to the Garbodor. She's going to be able to do 80, and then the poison damage will put it to 110. Oh my god, how much does Ice Cube have again? 120. So it'll die going into her next turn. She's a big parasol for shits and giggles here. Yeah, this is not tool drop at all. This is something greater. Oh my god. That's amazing. So it's a little unfortunate that she can't just knock out the Ice Cube going into Stuart's turn. Like, just knock out the Ice Cube essentially on this turn. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But, I mean, Stuart doesn't have a follow-up attacker to the Ice Cube. So, like, even if the Garbodor just takes the 50 here, like, it's fine. And Caitlyn could have also used the Evital to just discard all the energy off of Ice Cube. And Stuart wouldn't be able to power it up in one turn, so... Yeah, Stuart's gonna have to move this Ice Cube to the bench to prevent it from dying. So he's gonna have to retreat. Oh, looks like he has Yell Horn too. That's gonna be a way around that. So he Yell Horns and then he's gonna retreat. It looks like a 2 retreat cost on that Ice Cube, so he's gonna get rid of the double turbo energy and go into the Snorlax. Honestly, I still think that Caitlyn isn't in an awful position. But she is going to have to get like a switch card, maybe, in order to heal that confusion off. Because that confusion is going to get ugly real quick. Yeah, this is such an interesting game. I haven't seen a game this interesting in a long time. So we see the Miltank coming out of the deck with the quick ball, discarding the heavy ball. Guess Stuart doesn't care what his last 4 prize cards are to know what they are. He might already know what they are, honestly. Looks like the Twin Energy is coming down on the Miltank. That can hit pretty hard. Caitlyn has a lot of Pokemon on her bench. Yeah, it's very Caitlyn's start was very unfortunate that she wasn't able to just get the combo off, and that she started with the Radiant Greninja. She was forced to attack with that. I think if she just started either Trubbish or Ditto, that this game would have been hers to win. But we just did not get there. We are going to see the Galarian Zigzagoon as well. She's going to bench that, which is going to be bad for the Miltank, but it is Miltank's damage output. But the Ice Cube is going to go down this turn. She does have a Ditto in her prize cards. It's important to know. I'm not sure how many Ditto she would be playing. I would assume at least 3, hopefully 4. Hopefully 2 Shedinja as well, because in case you prize one. You could always play Peonia as well, for a deck where a card like that is super important. Or Hisuian Heavy Ball. Hisuian Heavy Ball would get Shedinja out of the prize cards too, because it's printed as a basic Pokemon for some reason. Even though it's a stage 1. It's supposed to be a stage 1 card. Oh, it looks like Stuart's playing double Yellhorn though. Caitlyn did flip heads on Confusion, so she was able to do 80 damage to the Snorlax. If she's able to do that one more time, she knocks that out, and she goes to she'll go to 3 prize cards remaining. They're both equal at 4 prize cards right now, and Stuart is really going to want to be able to attack with that Miltank, hopefully this turn even. Let's see, what's its damage output right now? Route does 20 plus, I believe, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So he's doing 110. So I don't think that's enough to one-shot a Garbodor, but if Caitlyn flips Tails on Confusion, it would then knock itself out. So yeah, we do see the Scoop Up Net in hand, so I think the best play for Stuart right now is going to Scoop Up Net that Snorlax. He's going to bring in that Miltank and attack with it, but I guess not. Just going for the Snorlax. Maybe preferring to make sure that the Garbodor can't get healed by something. I mean, this is a very odd deck, so you don't know if there's any healing cards in it or anything. So if you put this Snorlax up, hopefully Caitlyn flips Tails for Confusion, and then you bring the Miltank back in. Yeah, then you essentially one-shot it. I do Confusion so infrequently that I definitely forgot what the Confusion damage was. For some reason, I thought it was 20. That's crazy. We do see Crushing Hammer Heads does get rid of the Dark Energy, so this is going a little south for Caitlyn now, but they only have 21 minutes left. We're still in Game 1. It's very important to note. We do see Chorus's Experiment, gonna dig 5 deep, keep 3, Lost Zone 2. I think it's a Snorlax is one of the cards that was put in Lost Zone. We do see Galar Mine, which is gonna make it so that the Garbodor can poison. It's just not going to be able to retreat now. Its retreat cost, I believe, is 4. It looks like it starts at 2. So yeah, so gonna poison and then pass. Oh, Stuart's also close to deck out, so he's gonna have to start doing the Silene Yell combo, Team Yell Cheer, whatever it's called. He would have to be playing Team Yell's Cheer, I would assume. I'm not seeing it, though. I'm not seeing it in his discard. Hopefully it's in his hand if he wants to continue this game. There is the Silene there. I think he might have Pal Pad. We see Caitlyn's Pal Pad is in the Lost Zone. Yeah, and there's the Pal Pad. So we're going to see Silene Bird Keeper. The Bird Keeper will be good to switch into the Miltank so that Stuart can take more prizes. Which is odd. You don't normally take prizes with stall decks like Stuart's, but I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. He's got a very large hand, but his deck is very thin. So if he fails that Silene and doesn't have Yell Cheer, he's kind of screwed. So Caitlyn is still in a fairly comfortable position, which is very odd. But even if Stuart is able to start looping, I think this game will just go to time. I don't know if Stuart's going to be able to take 4 more prize cards. I mean, he has the Miltank, so that Miltank is going to have to survive. So if Caitlyn gets another attacker setup, she does have Twin Energy on the Snorlax, so she is 1 energy away from an additional attacker. And are they scooping? Did someone concede? No, she didn't concede. Don't tell me Caitlyn conceded. No! Caitlyn, why did you concede? You could have easily tied this game. Maybe Caitlyn had too few cards left in deck to survive 21 more minutes. That was so unfortunate. Oh man, I'm very disappointed. I think maybe Caitlyn only plays 1 Dark Energy, and when that got discarded, there probably wasn't a way to attack with the Garbodor again. And because of the fact that Caitlyn had to attack so many times with the Radiant Greninja early, there wasn't probably enough energy to charge up the Snorlax either. So that Garbodor was just stuck inactive with the Galar Mine, and Caitlyn's like, there's no way I can win. If we go to time, I'll lose. Probably by deck out. But I don't know. I think personally I would have kept playing that one out. I'm always a fan of scooping games if you think you've lost, but I think that one in particular, I would have been happy taking a tie if I could bring it to a tie. But yeah, I think Caitlyn's deck is crazy. I'm rooting for that deck. I hope Caitlyn at least makes state 2. The tournament is actually over before I finished recording even the first round of the tournament, the round 3. So I haven't seen any of the matches. I just know kind of what top 8 looked like a little bit. I haven't watched a single match. I know Caitlyn's deck is not in top 8, which is a little disappointing. Oh, the Garbodor is a Rebel Clash promo as well. That's cool. So that'll be rotating. Hey guys, get your sets of Garbodor now. This is an insane deck. I love this deck. I'm gonna put the thumbnail out, and it's gonna be Shedinja and, let's see, what 2 cards am I gonna put? Shedinja and Garbodor, and nobody's gonna know what the heck it is. Nobody's gonna have any clue with this deck. This is awesome. Yeah, but Stewart's is just pretty much a cookie cutter stall deck. Just instead of playing the Mewtwo V Union, he's just like playing other stuff, like Ice Cube. Just cut the. Otherwise, it's like it's very cookie cutter control. You don't really do much interesting with control. It's always been the same skeleton list. You either play Mewtwo V Union in it, or you don't, and you play some other weird control-y stuff. Let's see. I'm not sure what. I know Roseanne's backup just does a bunch of things. It looks like shuffling Pokemon back into your deck. Choose one or more of the 3 effects. So you can shuffle in multiple cards. So maybe he's not playing Yelch here and he's playing Roseanne's backup instead. It's kind of interesting. So we see the Ice Cube start from Caitlyn and the Snorlax start from Stuart. Stuart's start is good. I don't think Caitlyn wants to be attacking at all with Ice Cube in this matchup. I mean, Ice Cube was a much better attacker than the Greninja was. It was very unfortunate that we had to see her attack game 1 with that, but yeah, it looks like we're getting the Trubbish early. Can we see the Ditto? Can we see the Ditto Shedinja combo? Shedinja in the discard, Ditto on the bench. Please and thank you. It is cool. The Trubbish does have, as I said, call for family. It looks like Trubbish's version, I know my head's blocking it. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put on your bench, then shuffle your deck. Also, Super Poison Breath for Darkness Colorless does 20 and your opponent's active is poisoned. So that's pretty okay for a basic Pokemon's attack. I think that's, it looks like a Fusion Strike card as well. Well, from the set Fusion Strike, not a Fusion Strike Pokemon. It's unfortunate that the Call for Family doesn't get 2 or 3 Pokemon. It only gets 1. It would be a lot better. And you'd probably play more Dark Energy in the deck too, if it got you more than that. So, let's see, we got Water Energy attached to the Ice Cube, that's good. And then just, Stuart just searches another Snorlax. So, Caitlyn's going to want to win this match as fast as, this game as fast as possible in order to tie it up and just take the tie and run with it. I think tying a stall deck, especially at this early in the tournament, and when you're playing something super rogue like this, is perfectly fine. Like, you're still technically undefeated at that point. You haven't taken any losses. So we're going to see if she gets her combo out or not. So we do see the Ice Cube come back out from Stuart as well. I'm not sure why he's getting that, because I think at this point he should have been able to put together what her strategy is, and the Ice Cube doesn't do anything if she's able to do what she wants. Yeah, looks like we discard the Water Energy. Yeah, plus he's already up a game, so you just want to stall her out. So yeah, I disagree with going for the Ice Cube. I'd rather bench the Manaphy and attach the Water Energy to maybe the benched Snorlax. Either that or the Evital. We do see Ultra Ball coming down, getting rid of a Quick Ball, so she's probably going for the Garbodor. Otherwise, we would have seen just the Quick Ball be played if she was looking for a basic Pokemon. Yep, there it is. There's the Garbodor. That's going in. She's going to be able to poison her opponent's active Pokemon now. It does have Training Court in play, so that, of course, is the condition to activate the Garbodor's ability. That's so crazy. If I had, like, thought of this deck myself, I don't even know if I would have been playing the single Dark Energy for the Garbodor. But it ended up working out pretty well in the first game. Looks like Training Court to get back the wash, the water, basic water energy, and then just poison, and using the first attack for 20. So 30 damage racking up on that Snorlax. 100 left. We get the trekking shoes. Let's see how far we can dig Stuart. Looks like he's going for the Pidgeot so that he never decks out. That's true. I forgot about the Pidgeot in the last game. So Stuart had a few cards left in deck, and I was hoping that Caitlin's win condition could have actually been Stuart decking out, but he plays the Pidgeot probably instead of the Yelchier. So, I mean, I hope he's still playing the Yelchier, because that's just such a good card. But, yeah, the Pidgeot prevents him from ever decking out. As long as Caitlin runs out of paths. That's the key thing, is we saw she was playing a lot of Path to the Peaks. So, she might have a full 4 of that, plus a Training Court. And then maybe even additional stadiums that I didn't see. So I don't think I saw the Training Court game 1. We have a very dead 4-card hand here. We've got a Wash Energy. We have a Twin Energy, so the Ice Cube can attack, but all it's going to do is block it from taking additional damage. She's not going to be able to dish out any damage with it. So it looks like that's what we're going to do, though. I do think that that's her best play at this point. I think, personally, I would also Capacious Bucket, and she does, to just thin the deck of 2 Water Energies. That's makes it less likely that you're going to draw into a Water Energy in the upcoming turn, and more likely that you're going to draw into literally anything else that could possibly help you get out of this dead hand. Plus, even if Stuart has something like well, does Sydney discard basic energies? I don't think Sydney does. I think Sydney just discards special energies. I haven't played Control in a while. I don't remember what Sydney does. I've activated that card like 1 literal time in the maybe 20 or 30 games I've played with Control. So Flannery comes down, does get rid of that stadium that's very important for the Garbodor, and then the Twin Energy as well. So the Ice Cube's probably not going to be able to attack now, and it's not. I mean, she can do the hit for 20, but that's just going to be negated by the Ice Cube's, the opponent's Ice Cube's attack, specifically. This is rough. She's going to start loading up that Garbodor, though. That's all she's got. Yeah, so I think that the problem with Caitlin's deck is that it's just not consistent. Which is what I would expect from a deck like this. If you've got just too much going on, you don't draw what you need. You can't even play something like Adventurer's Discovery because your Pokemon aren't V. So, it's just hard to get into the Pokemon that you need. I'm pretty sure I saw her in the previous game be playing Pokegear, but like she just has no supporters right now, no Pokegears, just no way to draw into new cards to even see more Ball Search, especially since she had to unfortunately discard a Quick Ball with that Ultra Ball that she played to get the Garbodor. But what we need to see is we need to see Ditto on the bench, and we need to see Shedinja in the discard pile. So if she was able to like quick ball for the Shedinja and then ultra ball away the Shedinja for the Garbodor, that would have been great. But I don't think she had enough cards in hand that turn that she used the ultra ball to be able to even do that. And normally just poison and stalling like this might be okay against another deck that's a one prizer with such low HP like this, but not against Control, because he's going to be playing scoop up nets and being able to recycle them with Silene as well. So the poison strategy is never going to get you very far unless you're also attacking and doing damage. So I guess it is okay that Stuart did go in with the Ice Cube this game, because he's preventing Caitlyn's Ice Cube from being able to do much of anything. Yeah, only 7 minutes left in the match. Looks like Stuart's going to be taking this because I don't think this game will be able to finish with a win for Caitlyn. Here comes the Garbodor. We're going to need to see that Dark Energy. If we see that Dark Energy, Caitlyn is going to be able to attack and knock out that Ice Cube, and then it starts becoming more favored for Caitlyn. We finally see the Ditto that's going to get benched. We do not have the Shedinja in the discard yet, though, so that's not going to be doing much of anything. She does have the 2 energy to retreat the Garbodor in order to potentially attack with the Ditto. She does have a Wash Water energy right now. But yeah, she really, really needs that to draw like a supporter so that she can get that Shedinja in the discard pile. She also does need 3 energy on this Ditto as well, because the Shedinja's attack was triple colorless. So the Wash energy starts that, but she'll need a twin energy as well. And the thing is cool that she's playing twin and double turbo, because then you can Raihan a basic from your discard to the Ditto and then search for the twin or double turbo. Yeah, we see the retreat of the Garbodor. That thing's not going to be attacking this game. Going into the Gormandized Snorlax that was top decked, and now we're going to see a whole lot of cards. So that's why she was playing the Gormandized Snorlax, is that's a consistency option for her as well. So honestly, that turn when she Ultra Balled for the Garbodor, I think that might have been a misplay. I think if your hand is that bad, I think you just use the Quick Ball to get the Snorlax and retreat into that and then draw more cards. And just let your opponent's Ice Cube just keep hitting for 50 while you draw more cards. Because then eventually you'll probably draw into the Garbodor anyway. And that Garbodor comes right back up with the boss's orders. Yeah, this is a really rough position for Caitlyn. And then it gets knocked out because a double turbo energy comes down onto the Snorlax. Whew. How much is that thing hitting for? It's got a double turbo, so it's doing 20 less. I'm not sure what Gormandized Snorlax's damage output is. It's too hard to tell. The cards are too small on the screen. We do see Hisuian Heavy Ball coming out. I do believe there was a basic Pokemon of some sort in there. Yeah, there's a Trubbish, the Radiant Greninja, and maybe something else in there. So she's got options on what to get with that Heavy Ball. I can't really tell. I think there's a Garbodor in there. I can't remember. Yeah, so we're going to go for the Trubbish. We're going to be trying to set up another Garbodor. I would only expect her to be playing a 2-2 line, so that second Garbodor being in the prizes might be bad. We're going to have to see something like an Ordinary Rod from her, which I'm sure she'll play. So we need the Shedinja in the discard. And we need the twin or double turbo. Looks like we have the double turbo. We have an Ultra Ball, but I don't think we have an additional Pokemon search. So you can use the Ultra Ball to get the Shedinja, but then how are you getting it in the discard? So if she also had a Quick Ball, this would be perfect. Also, if she had one more Gormandize with the Snorlax too, that would be great as well. But unfortunately, that thing got bossed up real quick. Looks like we're going to go for the Ditto attack. We're probably attacking with Ice-Cue's attack right now. Yeah, we are going to see the Ultra Ball. We're going to get rid of our own Manaphy and maybe the Pal Pad. Again, she's got a dead hand. She wasn't able to use Gormandize Snorlax enough turns. She only got one Gormandize off. And then Stuart immediately went boss. So I think that's the problem right now, is that she just can't Gormandize. Stuart isn't letting her. And that wasn't able to happen the first game either, because she like just had to go so hard in with the Radiant Greninja. She just off the Gormandize never saw the Ditto, I believe. And her bench got too full too fast. Either that or she misunderstood Ice-Cue and thought that she couldn't yeah, Stuart's like, oh, this doesn't, this is colorless when it's attached to a non-water Pokemon, I'm sure is what he said. Which he's playing, so he should know that it's a water energy card and it only gets the additional benefit of protecting the Pokemon from effects of attacks if it's attached to a water Pokemon. It's not like the older special energies from the, I believe it was the X and Y era they were printed in. I could be wrong. They might have been the Sun and Moon era. But either way, we're seeing a confused Ditto boy from that Yellhorn. He is playing, I think, double Yellhorn. I think I saw two of them in the first game. And he's gonna Quick Ball away the Greedent for the Pyukumuku. I'm not sure why he's playing Greedent in his deck. I think he miscalculated the damage. Yeah, he put 80 on the Ice-Cue instead of 70. Quick Balls for that Pyukumuku is going to pitch the Puke to try to draw an additional card here. Looks like it's just another Quick Ball. Unfortunately, pitch a Pyukumuku can only be used once a turn, so he's going to have to wait until next turn to use that Quick Ball to pitch the Pyukumuku again. Still gets you one card deeper, so... He essentially Quick Balled for a copy of Quick Ball, and I do not know what happened to that stream just then, but... Alright, so now Caitlin's in a pretty good position where she can use the Evital to discard a bunch of the special energies off of Stuart's board. But unfortunately, they just called time, so Caitlin is not going to be able to win. Again, it just took Caitlin too many turns to set up, and she still doesn't have that Shedinja in the discard pile, so that is already game. At that point, I would just scoop and be done with it. Probably go into lunch break or something, if lunch break is happening this round. I'm wondering if we're going to see 2 round 4s again, because usually they stream double round 3 or double round 4, but they actually just went round 3 to round 4. So I'm not sure what's going on. If they're doing lunch break after round 4, and maybe we'll see another round 4 game and then round 5. But yeah, looks like it's Stuart's match. That deck of Caitlin's was absolutely bonkers, and I'm very curious to try it out and see what's going on. But that's her first loss in round 4. That's not bad, especially for a deck as rogue and crazy like that. So very interested to see the list. I mean, just watching the stream back, you can probably put together what her exact list is, but I'm sure I can build something at least with the same concept. We'll see maybe if there's a way to make it a little more consistent than we saw in this game. It was very unfortunate that we weren't able to see that wombo combo come off. But thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next round.